Hello and welcome to the first devlog of this game I'm currently working on. So the first thing I added to the game was player movement. And you know what? I'm looking at this footage in the background and it's kind of sad, you know. So I added running to the game, which as you can see in the background footage works like a charm. The player definitely didn't stop in place and it definitely moves around running, yes. Well, after that happened I fixed it. Now the player runs normally and it doesn't stop in place. Next thing I added was the stamina and the stamina bar, since the player could run forever essentially. The stamina bar appears when the stamina is at 90% and disappears when it's over 90%. You won't have to worry about running out of stamina since it will regenerate automatically. Maybe I will add an energy drink or something the player can buy in the future, which will regenerate it fully when used. The player will stop running if it's empty, the stamina bar that is, and you won't be able to run again until it's at 10%. Next thing I added to the game was crouching. It makes the player slower and his profile a bit lower. The button for crouching is left control and you don't have to press and hold it. You just press it once to crouch and press it again to stand up. It may look a bit janky, but as a wise man once said, don't fix what ain't broken. I've been talking about this game for this whole video, but I haven't explained what the game is about. Well, the game is a survival RPG set in a modern city. The player can play as 3 different races, this being a human, vampire or a demon. There will be different gameplay elements for each race, like human will need to eat and drink normal food, while the vampire will only need blood. Since this game is supposed to be an FPS, I added a pistol. It is just 2 red cubes shooting yellow balls that sometimes go to the ground. So I decided to make a gun model, which is based off the Glock 17. I made it in Blender. Gun mechanics are still bad, so I decided to fix them. First, I made the bullet faster. I also made the slide move back and forward when shooting the gun. I then added a bullet counter to the game. The gun can hold up to 15 bullets, and if it's empty the slide will move backwards and won't go forwards anymore. You also can't shoot anymore if you have 0 bullets in the chamber, which is self-explanatory. After all that, I added randomized recoil to the gun. The player will move left and right, while the camera will move up and down to simulate recoil. Then I added aiming, which lowers the gun's recoil. I started working on the dialogue system because the game is supposed to be an RPG and every RPG has one. At first I added the greetings dialogue for the NPC and the exit dialogue button. After that I added a dialogue system with choices which the player can ask or say to the NPC, which works on multiple NPCs. With this we come to the end of this first devlog of this game. I already have a checklist of stuff which will be added to the game. I won't show it because it's in creation, so most likely you won't even understand it. But there is 16 stuff there, and we've only scratched the surface with one stuff being taken off. That being the dialogue system. Next devlog will only focus on this stuff on the checklist, which I will make. Yes, if you haven't noticed, by the way I talked in this last part, I went off script. So, see you next time in the next devlog.